This story takes place about 5 years ago. I still get the shivers just thinking about it. When I was in high school, I spent most of my nights playing video games all night. It didn't matter whether it was a school night or on the weekends. I always stayed up with my buddies playing Halo on Xbox Live. This particular night, though, I was playing alone. It was about 1 a.m. and I was getting pretty tired. I usually didn't get tired that early, but for some reason I felt like I needed to crash, and so I finished my last game of Halo and got offline for the night. Before I went to bed, though, I started to feel a bit hungry. I went upstairs and scanned the pantry and refrigerator for any sign of food, but nothing looked appealing to me. So I sat down and thought about what I wanted to do. We lived very close to a Burger King back then. I'm talking like a 3 or 4 minute walk from my house, and I thought, what the hell, and decided to head over there. It was a pretty warm night that night, and so I didn't need to bundle up or anything, but as I left, I had to make sure I was super quiet, because if my parents knew that I was gone, they would have killed me. On the way over there, it was pretty peaceful. No traffic noise or neighbors outside, just the sound of my footsteps and the occasional sound of the wind blowing through trees. After a couple minutes of walking, though, something felt off. I started to get that feeling like something was piercing the back of my head, a pair of eyes watching me. I whipped my head around and saw nothing. I stopped in my tracks to scan my surroundings, and still I saw nothing. I chalked it up to my own paranoia and continued on to Burger. I could see it in the distance now, but something still felt off. I still felt like I was being followed. As I continued walking, I kept my head on a swivel. Once I got to Burger King, I ordered my usual, a double Whopper with french fries and a milkshake. Of course, the ice cream machine was broken though, so I had to survive on my burger and fries. On the way back home, I was eating my burger. I was about halfway done with it until I got a strange feeling again. I started to think a little bit about what was happening, and slowly I swallowed the last bite of my burger and I stopped in my tracks. I looked down at my burger, and to my horror, my supposed double Whopper was only a single Whopper, and that wasn't even the worst part. I opened the bag and there were no french fries. Then, as my heart sank into my chest, I came to a horrifying realization. Burger King never sold a double Whopper in the first place. Holding back a shriek of pure terror, I sprinted back home, dropping my burger and my fryless bag on the way back. I threw open the door to my house, slammed it behind me, locked it, and ran straight to my room. I was physically shaking and crying, unable to process what had just happened to me. Needless to say, I didn't sleep that night. The next day, my family and I moved out. I didn't want to live within a 5-mile radius of a Burger King ever again. I never recovered from this incident, and to this day I still remember this clear as day when I close my eyes at night.